Yes, and it does provide a lot of damage, and some of that building damage that I said was lacking. I was nearly about to say, could we see the return of the
10
4-2-3
seconds
Lone Druid? Just
remaining.
because against the Sand King, it's pretty good, but not so much against the
5
Lesh, right?
seconds
Like, you
remaining.
actually can dish out the damage needed to kill the bear pretty damn quickly.
Is there any kind of standout heroes that you feel like is able to deal with the Leshrac very well in regards to a core?
Pango.
Okay. What
Pango, Lena's. I feel like Lena can get jumped on, even though the laning matchup is fine. Death Prophet's been banned out. Pango just for the mana burn, just because you're not basically doing any damage outside of your Diabolic Edict as long as he's in the Rolling Thunder.
Radiant team banned.
Well,
Bloodseeker.
I mean, this is another one of those classics, right? Where you've got a hero that wants to run at you in the Lesh, just rupture him. There's no other rupture targets right now, so makes it very easy for Lilgun to be able to decide this one. I wonder where they're going to lane this as well. I mean, you could obviously
10
say, yeah, it's just
seconds
going to be the
remaining.
pos one, but if you just put more points into the blood right, you can
5
just shove out that
seconds
mid lane.
remaining.
Make sure that you're having a decent time there, even though of
Dire
course you're going to
team
get
ban.
be on the worst end of the harassment coming out from the Lesh. Excuse me.
Radiant team ban.
Now they did play the Bloodseeker yesterday in one of their victories versus, I think it was Army Geniuses. Yep, Army Geniuses. It was a really good showing. 4-2-3 had a pretty good Bloodseeker game. Of course, a lot of the reason why they got that victory was thanks to Eleven's Enigma. But
10
yeah,
seconds
maybe
remaining.
have some confidence on the hero, looking to continue it over into
5
another game.
seconds remaining.
Because again, they're really needing to pick up some momentum now in Lilgun because they are towards the bottom of the pack.
Yeah, for sure. And in RSG, I mean, they just had their first 2-0 victory the other day. I think it was
Dire
2 days
team
ago.
ban.
So they want to keep that momentum rolling as well. I I still really want to see the Pango, man. I feel like Pango would be a really solid pick here. You can see a lot of what they're banning out. Ursa builds the BKB, starts to hit it onto the Rolling Thunder, kills him pretty quickly. Same thing with the Deucer, the TA. Wouldn't hate it.
10 seconds remaining.
It's someone who can crash early
5
and help
seconds
defend the
remaining.
towers, which is something I think Lilgun require, especially when you have a train protector. You just want someone to be able to make these early rotations and not be as reliant on farming and just avoiding fights. So I also wouldn't hate it at all. It does look like though RSG they're banning up mid laners, so you can put the
It
Pango
could be
mid, of
mid.
course. Yeah, so you have
Yeah.
some flexibility, but maybe just a little bit worried RSG at the moment with their control issue. It's really relying on Sand King getting that bar strike into the follow up
Mm.
afterwards. So if Zhao Yu's not on point, then it can be difficult. But we are looking for RSGs here in the 23rd pick. Lilgun is feeling like it's a carry. What are you expecting?
Just something that's able to stand his ground and fight, right? Let's say he gets ruptured. You want to make sure that you can just be there to contest. I kind of want to see a Monkey King come out from RSG here.
Radiant
Good
team
against the
pick.
Dragon Knight in lane. That feels a little bit why they also banned out the Ursa and can stand in man fight against a Bloodseeker.
It's Bender, actually, second phase
Damn.
from RSG.
That that's why. What else could we look to go for here?
I don't
10
know if they can
seconds remaining.
gyro. I've seen a.
It's it's not
5
great.
seconds
Like
Yeah.
remaining.
I don't feel like they have enough to hold people in place to be able to make it
Dire
effective.
team
I
pick.
think you need a steroid with that hero as well. The only reason why I brought it up because through the pro series we have seen a couple, I think once or twice, people try the gyrocopter when like the TB, Dusha, Monkey King weren't available to deal with the Bloodseeker.
It's still a great Pango game, man. Like
Mm.
Pango is probably the answer to Pugna.
10
As long as you
seconds
get off the Rolling
remaining.
Thunder, CK is going to do absolutely nothing to you. Sand King's going to do nothing.
5
Hoodwink's going to do
seconds
nothing. It's
remaining.
basically all on Leshrac and the Diabolic Edict. So he's going to be able to roll through these team fights, control the CK illusions as well. Like it's really good, man. And they've got plenty of other damage. They've got tower taking potential with the Shaman and the DK. Give me the Pango, little gun. Zeus.
Now
Yo.
selecting.
Okay, try something a little different.
New hero Poggies. You get there's a bit of synergy there as well. Blood Rage over on Sanctity. That's a lot of damage. That's still Spellamp, right? Wait, I need to double check now.
I don't know. I haven't seen this
Yeah.
combo
Blood
attempted in a long
calls for
time.
blood.
But they gave him a lot of little buffs in 7.31c. Slight damage increase to lightning, arc lightning, slight reduce cast some of the lightning bolt, slight increase to heavenly jump distance. I think You probably want to be maxing Q and E this game, just because you're not going to be able to trade very effectively with a Lesh, and I feel like it's all just about that AoE damage. But this is a Zeus into a Pugna though, so it's like not the easiest, and you need someone that's going to be hitting that Netherward. It's not going to be the Treant, it's not going to be the Zeus, it's not going to be Shadow Shaman. So it relies on DK and Bloodseeker to remove that if Sanctity is going to do anything in these team fights.
I wonder if Sanctity is considering going for like an early BKB, but it doesn't really feel like that's something the Zeus really wants. So, yeah, it's definitely going to be a bit of a concern on how they're able to deal with the Pugna, but it is definitely an answer to the Phantasm Illusions. You have all this AoE clear, can be a little bit nice as well with the vision to be able to see the Sand King in the Sandstorm if that is something that is a concern, but how do we feel about Lilgun's lineup and the experimenting they're going for? Do we feel like they have the edge in this game on?
Up until the Zeus, I preferred their draft.
Oh, no.
I really don't like the Zeus into this Pugna. I understand that it's good against the Phantasm Illusions and revealing and all that sort of stuff, but I feel like they've got enough jump for him, right? Like, you might even hit a decoy by accident with your Arc Lightning, and then suddenly, if you don't buy the BKB, Hoodwink Shard is enough to lock you down. Blink on the Sand King, CK very easy to follow up. I mean, Zeus's effectiveness in this game almost entirely relies on Ace 12 and his positioning. If he could get an early Blink Dagger and be that counter initiator, maybe he can have a decent game, but I'm probably going to say RSG.
All right. Danog gives the tick of approval for RSG. And I'm a bit indecisive, honestly. I don't know. This Zeus interesting hero. We'll see how
It's one of my favorite heroes, don't get me wrong, but not this game. If there was no Pugna, I would be like, okay,
30
maybe.
seconds to
But I
battle.
just feel like you really need to be committing. Like, you can't just use your ult and Aghanim Scepter, to have any kind of impact. And what's going to hit the Netherwood?
Maybe they try and... Yeah, well, actually, never mind. That's not going to happen. I was going to say maybe try and kill the Pugna before you get the ward off, but really, you're always going to have a ward. Like, it's just very minimal mana. You can chuck it down like we see Roger do now.
Battle begins.
2-second stun's going to definitely help out with the follow-up as Sillin. He's nearby to provide the damage, and 11 is going to give over first blood. Sillin's loving life. The Leshrac will find a great start to the game, and they're even going to be kill off the Treant Protector along with it. So Sillin gets a double kill. That's just a free bottle. Oh, no.
So yeah, feeling confident about my RSG prediction. The DK ended up taking 90 damage from that Netherward just there in the previous team fight, but I feel like they just have so few targets that can kill it. Like, maybe if they had, I don't know, a Mirana or a Snapfire or something, just anything that was able to get it onto the backlines and quickly deal with it. But they don't. They just have absolutely nothing.
Sillin's going to free farm this lane now. You've already got Stick with the starting gold. He's got Bottle coming out. He's going to go one next. So Zeus is a hero that just shoves out the lane. Doesn't really have much kill potential, honestly, unless the mid laner makes a drastic mistake. So Sillin is going to get a lot out of this lane.
Remember? I was just, I was having a bit of moment of narcissism where I was looking back in chat. Do you know what one of these things that people said about us?
I don't particularly care, but what is it?
No. They said Ares is boyish cute, but Danog is daddy hot. Like, what is going on, chat? You need to, the thirst is too much. I'm sorry. And don't call me a daddy. I'm not that old, okay?
You are kind of a bit of a boomer.
Oh,
I
don't
know.
you start.
I don't know. I mean, bottom lane. 11's gonna try and step in for the stun. MKS a little bit too late. Maybe they're baiting to try and turn this one around as 11's falling low, but Dragon Knight always has ways to be able to out-sustain in this lane. How do you feel like bottom is going to shape up, though, as we see kind of the harassment going back and forth?
Let's just have a quick look at the regen. I mean, they're running pretty low on Lilgun's side. I think Kishko is always going to be super vulnerable to getting gone on. What's MKS's skill build? Just the 101 to be able to start off. You don't have the greatest mana pool, I suppose, so he's just looking to go for sustain. I think maybe RSG can get a kill onto Kishka, but you're not going to be killing 11 anytime soon. He's about to get to his level 3, and by that point, I think he should be pretty safe.
And top lane, we see the combo that has had plenty of games work out in their favor. The Sand King and the Hoodwink up against the Bloodseeker and the Tree Protector. Tree's been getting a little bit more game time lately, but the Bloodseeker is still something that teams aren't valuing as heavily.
Yeah, he's gone the point in the Leech Seed as well in lane, which is good if you're getting constantly aggressive and trying to harass out the Sand King, right? Because melee hero as the core, you've got Orb of Venom as well, just to be able to get the better ends of those trades. He's even got the Sentry Ward, but honestly, I feel like Sand King's been having a pretty decent time on this top side. He's already got the Ring of Health just for that sustain in lane, and don't think he's going to be punished all that hard.
Well, they're going to try and get aggressive onto 4-2-3. It's a lot of damage with the combo. Just double stun.
He's got his magic wand, he'll be fine.
Oh, yeah. Does Ace have a salve? Yeah, Ace got a salve as well. But it's not a heavy commitment though from Radiant. A little bit of mana. Maybe they can't do this overall though until like Xiaoyu's not even going Soul Ring, so it's not like he has so much mana to be able to expend in this lane. And it's a nice blood right. Will not matter though.
Nicer bushwhack. Could have expended the stun, but didn't opt to, so he's going to be just fine. And yeah, this bottom lane is certainly evening out a whole lot more for Lilgun now. You can see he's taking actually a little bit of a harass.
11! One more right click from Roger. He should have the sustain with the tower attributes now, so 11's going to be able to get back to the safety of that tier 1. But yeah, you see the harass really coming out, and Kishka doesn't have a salve to keep 11 healthy.
He's got a tango. I'm sure that's exactly what 11's saying. Kishka, where's my tango? Supports, feed me.
Top lane, Ja Bon Bon. Gonna take a little bit of damage, but we see without really a stun, that's all they can do. Chuck out a Blood Right, a Nature's Grasp, and just some harassment. So looks like since those first couple of kills before the Horn started, it's seeming like a relatively even game so far. No one's really edging out much of a victory in the lanes.
I would say Sanctity is eking out a little bit of a victory in the lane, just specifically because you had to go up against that 500-600 net worth disparity, right? By giving up those first 2 kills. And the fact that he is still only 500 difference, despite having to go up against that super early bottle, is a big win for Sanctity.
Isn't this so the nice thing about the Zeus that you don't really lose matchups? Like you can always shove out the lane, Arc Lightning, just playing from a distance makes it very difficult for any position 2 to really have any kill threat on you.
I suppose, but I mean, he's got the magic wand, right? 19 charges into it, so you can actually look to go for dives, especially now that he's level 6 on Exilern. Like, you're going to need someone to try and defend this, and you've got the 3 points in the Arc Lightning, so it's going to be easier to shove this lane out. But if you wanted to go for a dive, I would honestly be banking on Exilern to be able to go for this. Yeah, like he's even posturing forward now, just trying to scare him off a little bit here.
Radiant structures.
I was even going to glyph the wave.
The aggressive fortify, yeah.
Well, they're wrapping on the Hoodwink. Sanctity has the ward on the cliff, so he's going to see this. Even Pugden wants to move mid.
They just weren't completely connected with their connections to that mid lane, right?
There's 12.
The Nether Ward's just there.
Oh, on the back line. They get the bushwhack. Sanctity, nice leap away. He's going to be okay. Now, Kishka's going to try and enter the middle, but he's run straight to Sillon's AoE damage, and that's not a fight he's able to take. In the end, it is a 1-for-1 trade.
And Zeus nearly died to that Nether Ward just by ulting. Like, that's how effective it was. And that's, like, he dropped the ward between the mid tier 1 and 2 towers. Not in the trees, just completely in the lane, and they still couldn't deal with it with 2 other people rotating through the lane.
Sorry, friend.
Just goes to show how goddamn... Oh no. Oh, Zeus, he is in trouble. Decrep to amplify Sillon's damage. And he's got 3 points in the Edict, so this tower's going to go down. This is a big win for RSG, and really nice plays for them, bringing both the supports mid to play with the Leshrac early. If you can kill off the Zeus and importantly get that tower, then now it just makes it that much more easier to invade the jungle.
Look at this for Roger. He's stacking up the enemy jungle just so that you can look to take this away as a Lesh. Why not? Just put him in the bin even further. Might also have seen that it was the Pugner that got the kill there. You know what did it? That's right, Netherward. He just tried to cast a Chain Lightning on Sanctity, and even though Roger was doing a good support thing and making sure to try and give the kill over to Exilern, ends up getting it anyway. Maybe it was intentional by Zeus, just saying, look, I don't want the Lesh to get bigger than he is, so I'm just going to give the kill over to the Pugner.
Sure, let's go with that. Yeah, we'll try and give him the benefit of doubt from a big brain play.
Pro players never make mistakes, Ares. You know this. Flawless beings.
I don't know. Sometimes you like to mention some BKB choices.
Or lack thereof.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like you're kind of contradicting yourself a little bit here.
You know what? They could just play better, and then I would have nothing to say.
The top lane, 4-2-3. They're going to start with Xiao Yu stun, and Silen steps in with ease. He's off to a flying start, and I tell you what, this is not good with a Leshrac has had as good of a start as what he's had in our bottom lane. I don't think MKS can really kill 11s, but it's just putting the pressure on the Elder Dragon form so he doesn't posture aggressively and get much damage onto the tower.
Alright, so finally the Nether Ward goes down, but it's again once it's dropped in lane, so you got to be a little better with your positioning on that one, Roger. Maybe just wanting to protect against any kind of Zeus rotation through. Speaking of the man, he's come down towards this bottom side.
4
Doesn't
points in
have
our
the
lightning.
lightning bolt though.
Oh no, they're mass TPing bottom. Sanctity is going to be really cautious about his positioning. They might swarm to Sanctity's location. Instead, Silen drops the double stun. As 4-2-3 ruptured up. Silen's going to continue to chase, but he doesn't have the movement speed to lock onto the Bloodseeker. Will not matter though, as RSG bring all 5 heroes bottom to defend the tower. And they will be able to chase Ace 12 as well. So this is going to be 3 heroes going down on Lilgun. Ace is really making it work for it, but Xiao Bonbon finally able to land the combo. Is out of there. No TP, but at least he lives.
I was thinking maybe Xiao Bonbon would have put up a Tinker Ward there just while he's trying to juke away, considering Sand King had come nearby, but he only had the 2 points in the Burrow Strike, so doubt he would have been able to reach.
And Silen is... I don't know, this is a bit scary. 4-0-2, he's got the cloak, working on the Yule Scepter. Might go Hood, I imagine, afterwards? I don't think it's just a casual cloak. It's a pretty good Hood game. Oh my lord. Look at Xiao Yu as well. He's going to be so farmed.
Yeah. I mean, this is what we saw a lot of during Gamers Without Borders, just prioritizing the Sand King. Because, you know, you didn't really need to prioritize the Lesh. You gave him double kill at the start of the game. You've made rotations to his lane. You were able to steal the enemy stacks. So you got to give something through this SK so that now he can be that big tempo setter and get in onto the backlines, onto the Zeus. Ancients claimed. Hard camp coming next. He had 500 gold before this. Let's bring him up to, what, 16?
Bottom
No
lane.
more.
Xiao Bonbon.
18.
They're going to run into the Hoodwink. Sharpshooter's not really going to help out too much. Ace 12 can always hunt him in the tree line. Got another round of the Scurry, though. Ooh, they're going to force the overgrowth. Okay, so ultimate on cooldown. There's no way he deeps out. Does he have the damage? One more swipe, and we're saying, did he just getting the arc lightning off fast enough? But the RSG come bottom now to defend this. We saw what happened last time when they brought everyone to defend the tier 1.
It's rough. I mean, they've got decent ways to be able to defend it, right? You can just see Xiao Yu just sitting there inside the level 3 Sandstorm. Doesn't quite have the Blink Dagger available to himself. I'm honestly a little bit worried about Lilgun and their ability to contest into that, right? Because they've only got the 1 Sentry Ward right now. Zeus doesn't have any points in the Lightning Bolt just yet. Even just the 1 point, right, for the Vision would be super effective, especially considering he's got the Tumbler's Toy for the additional mana. You could probably afford to just expend that to know the Sand King's general position, but obviously he didn't have the greatest laning stage, already 2,000 behind the Leshrac, who, speaking of, he's under a smoke and heading towards that bottom lane to maybe make a defense happen.
See if they can hold this T1 tower for another time on RSG. Always very important. We've seen a lot more emphasis throughout the past couple of months of teams trying to keep their safe lane towers alive. Ace 12 is going to scout out Xiao Yu, but with the Serpent once dropped, this defense gets much more difficult, but they're going to wrap all the way around into Kishka's location, as I don't think there's any way you're killing off the Leshrac, especially with just the Shaman. So at least he gives them information, and they do still get the tower nonetheless, so really not the worst thing for Lilgun.
Yeah, not the worst trade at all. Just they're even using some nice micro from the Serpent
Dire's
Wards. I mean, you're
turret
dead,
has
may as
been
well.
killed.
He's gone ahead and denied about half of them with the other Serpent Wards.
I think the
Radiant's middle
big
tower
thing for
is
me
under
that I'm looking
attack.
at is MKS is very poor on the Chaos Knight.
Kind of surprising, to be honest, right? Like, he died once in the laning stage, and ever since then, you're a CK, you're a strong laner. You've got the Chaos Strike for that lifesteal potential and just being able to stay in lane. But yeah, I'm honestly a little shocked. They're going in onto the DK. I don't think you're killing him, though.
No, sir. I wonder, because we did see that one Phantasm use down bottom where it got killed off straight away, and early on, Chaos Knights, we've seen them really switch kind of their playstyle and using Phantasms just for farming. Of course, you're going to kill in a lane, then that's great, but this is like a lane dominator, and he is involved in 2 kills, but he himself didn't get the bounty for them, so I think maybe that's a big thing why he's also fallen a little bit behind.
I think it's... There's 2 schools of thought, right? Like, you could either say, well, they've been able to make space amazingly around the rest of the map with their other heroes.
Mid lane, they're gonna jump.
Speaking of,
This is really deep on Xiao Yu, but it will not matter. Protected with the hood, and it's only Kishkin nearby to offer some protection. As they can now chase him down. TPs are starting to rein in, but instantly cancelled off as... Oh, Kishka? Still somehow alive, but finally Xiao Yu with the finishing blow, so... RSG. It's really interesting how they've itemized it. Double hood, Xiao Yu and Silen just really wanting this early magic resistance to get aggressive.
yeah, I mean, when you consider it, where's the physical damage coming through outside of, a Dragonlight right-clicking move, which you're not all that concerned about at this stage, and a Bloodseeker who isn't online yet. Even just the Maelstrom for a big portion of his damage as well, right?
Another jump. This time it's going to be onto the Dragon Knight. And they will have the damage with the Epicenter along with the Sharpshooter. So 11's going to go down for his 3rd time this game. And that, importantly, is also slowing his blink timing, which is probably that big thing Lilgun were waiting for to make plays across the map.
Even just when he has the Blink Dagger, I'm not exactly seeing which heroes he's going to be playing around with, right? Like, you can Blink Stun onto someone. What do you do? Drop Mass Serpent Wards and try and kill them?
Yeah.
Zeus would need to be rotating through, but that puts him in a vulnerable situation. It's not the easiest lineup to be able to execute on Lilgun.
No, it's not. And you don't have... Like, yes, Zeus is going to have the global potential in the Thunder God's Wrath, but it'd be even better if he had Boots of Travel, just a TP to the lane, DK jumps, you get a pick off on a support, or even like a core that's killable, but maybe they're not even killable with the hood, so yeah, it's... You're now really banking of Radiant making a mistake, just thinking they're a little bit more farm than they are, and going for a T2 tower.
I mean, even just look at Roger. He feels so confident in just standing up here as a position 5 against the DK, and they're going to jump him.
Yeah, why not? See, 11. This is always the powerful thing about this combo. The Sand King along with the Hood Wing, you just offer so much burst potential. It's something, of course, we saw from Gamers Galaxy, and it's continuing to be picked up even, a couple months afterwards, but we aren't really seeing as many saving supports at the moment, especially with Lilgun not having one. They can just do nothing whenever Radiant get the initiation.
Did see a decent amount of the Abaddon during Gamers Without Borders. It had varying levels of success, most notably picked with a Storm Spirit, I believe, just to still enable that diving potential. But yeah, I don't think anyone should really be picking the Omni Knight too much anymore. It got nerfed for some reason. I think people were getting an overinflated sense of how OP it was just because it was paired with a Tiny in all the previous patches, and that plus Heavenly Grace was just busted. Same sort of thing with the Death Prophet. But those 2 heroes got nerfed, so Omni Knight doesn't really need it on top of that. Just makes him even slightly weaker.
Bottom lane, Xiao Yu and Xiao Bonbon's gonna get a kill, and top lane, meanwhile, 11's also in trouble. Silensabu finds the Yule Scepter. Oh, nice Hex!
Oh,
okay!
maybe not.
They can turn it around, Silen. Hasn't been able to activate the hood just yet. They're trying to bring down MKs, and now they can turn their attention back to Silen, and there we go. That's the mistakes that they were waiting for in Lilgun. A huge, huge net worth swing.
And a lot of the time you would be thinking, oh, well, actually, Shadow Shaman's about to die in the mid lane, but I was about to say he was the one that got one of those kill streaks, and you're not always so satisfied about that, but Shadow Shaman is still very close to being able to pick up that Blink Dagger for himself, and of course that's just going to enable a little bit more of that pick-off, right? You don't need to rely entirely on the Dragon Knight.
Are they gonna do this? I think they need the Hoodwink.
I think they need the... with the Pugner, it's doable, right?
Dire's
Decrep.
bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, let's see. They're really considering it, but 11 will be okay this time. So there we go. That's important. What have Dire been able to pick up with that net worth? Almost BKB on the Bloodseeker. Zeus has got a 4-staff now completed, so a nice defensive item for him to help with his positioning.
Yeah, it's nice little timings hit by Lilgun. I'm just worried about the potential for pushing, right? Like, they had to use the Glyph previously. You're still going up against a Leshrac, who, again, is farming up a Storm. He's nearly got the Eternal Shroud for himself, on top of a Hood of Defiance and a Yule Scepter. He's also got the Fairy's Trinket just to buff up his damage a little bit. So, yeah, he is a menace on this map right now. Even though the Bloodseeker's doing a pretty good job of coming back in effectiveness. Now that he's got his BKB, they might be looking to take a fight, but... Lilgun, they have to be careful. You don't want to be getting picked off before then.
And that they will. Ace gets the overgrowth, but there's not going to be much follow-up, and you have to be so cautious about where you fight, especially if there's a Nether Ward dropped.
Yeah, took 300 damage just from casting that overgrowth. Nearly ended up killing himself without actually getting the spell off. Oh, now that they've got the Eternal Shroud on the Lesh, I would be thinking they're just going to try and... I was about to say backdoor it. Roger goes for the Nether Blast, but... Yeah, the fortification, making sure that doesn't happen. Not enough, unfortunately, Roger.
Next wave, next wave.
They're trying to heal it up, but don't know if you can do that against a Pugner and a Lesh.
One more blast! Get the deny!
Nope, the heal briefly.
Oh no, Shrink Protector working against them this time, and now they pinged out Roche, so they've taken tier 2 top, tier 2 mid. They feel like those are enough objectives to be able to unlock the pit.
Yep, even just dropping the Nether Ward inside the pit as well, just for that extra layer of protection. Even if they make the greatest initiation possible onto you, you know there's no overgrowth, you know that Zeus can't really commit as heavily, and I mean, you can just see Exilern, he has the item slot free. I would have to assume it's him that's going to be taking this Aegis. Yeah, I mean, any time that you get a chance to just replenish your mana pool, he again is going to be the main one looking to put himself in a risky position to take towers, so very obvious choice.
Now, do we feel like Lilgun are able to fight into this Aegis?
I mean, yeah, if they've got overgrowth, but they've got it back up now, but they still don't have the blink dagger.
Well, they're going to jump Xiaoyu bottom. Kishka with the blink reveal. Xiaoyu's going to get out of harm's way into the tree line, so Kishka couldn't get the follow-up. And RSG's going to TP down. Actually, 423 wants to take the fight. The self-heals from Sand King, buy him a little bit of time. Oh no, the blink. Oh, that's not what you want. Blink getting the rupture tick, and now 423 though. He doesn't have the movement speed to escape Silen's damage. The stun's going to connect, but an overgrowth defensively. 423 will now make it away, but Roger, he too might be in trouble, but 11's not going to stick around to secure the kill. So, a 1-for-1, you delay the Aegis. You're pretty happy with that if you're Lilgun.
Yeah, Xiao Bonbon's even got a Lotus Orb, so it's enabling Exilern just to continue moving on forward. Roger was poking and prodding, ready to drop that Nether Ward, but they're continuing the chase to try and find Sanctity here. Not going to be successful, though. At least now 11's been able to pick up that Aghanim Shard for himself, so can accelerate his own farm that little bit further. He is still falling a little bit behind, though. Speaking of Xiao Bonbon, doing pretty well for himself. Nearly having that decoy as well. I was mentioning before how effective it can be against these heroes that have elements of uncontrollable damage. I actually kind of feel like it's a pseudo counter to something like the Gyrocopter. You know, he goes into the Aghanim Scepter, he has the side gunner, it just ends up getting kills onto the decoy and rooting himself.
As you see, bottom lane, Pugner's going to be killed off, a solo kill for Kishka, but that was the sentries, sorry, the Serpent Wards used, and now the Shaman's going to pay for it. So, 1-for-1, Ward's not really getting them much, but again, it's really just delaying this Aegis. That's the main thing, stopping Radiant from pushing and getting any more objectives, but now with multiple heroes showing bottom, I imagine they're going to stick around and try and get this tier 1 tower.
I would imagine so too. They've also got the Blink Dagger coming out for the Chaos Knights, so let's see if they're going to go for any sneaky kind of scurry into the trees, play some super deep wards sorts of plays, just to make sure that you're able to get that initial jump, particularly onto the Zeus. Like the The Netherward, of course, does a great job of dealing with him somewhat, but if you could just take him out of the team fight altogether, then it's even better.
Tower has fallen.
Yeah, and we see with all this going on, MKS is getting a lot of farm. Like, yes, it helps with all the objectives they've been able to take, so just a natural gold, and Breeding have had a decent amount of map as well, so the bounties that they've been able to pick up. 11's farming underneath the wall. This is very aggressive position for the Dragon Knight. Woo! 11! Oh, it's still going to be killed off. There were some crazy reactions, though. Still able to step on in, get the first stun, and Dire just going to have to watch that Dragon Knight be killed off at the mouth of the pit.
Still, though, just under a minute left on that Aegis, so they're doing their job of stalling things out a little bit. I mean, you've lost all towers, all outer towers, excuse me, except for one, but I don't exactly see this situation getting much better. You know, both of you and I really love the Aghanim Shard on the Bloodseeker, but it doesn't have amazing value this game. You know, CK has multiple units, and you are still incredibly single target outside of that Zeus, and we've already talked plenty about the Zeus counters this game.
Oh no. But Xiao, you what? What was that? Oh, what's going on mid lane? Alright, Aegis gonna be claimed. Was a BKB used for the first life along with Thunder God's Wrath, Silen.
And Rupture.
Yeah, a lot used for this kill onto the Leshrac. So there we go, Aegis claimed, but they weren't really getting much out of it. Only had 15 seconds left. Did they go for this? They have Sharpshooter for the break and plenty of magic damage. Oh yeah, why not go for it?
They've got Netherward back up in a couple
Oh,
of
now
seconds
they're in
as
even
well.
further. Yo, that was some great reactions from Sanctity. This goddamn Heavenly Jump and Force stuff, he was out of there.
Is under attack.
And Netherward just prevents so much of what they're trying to do there. Oh, there we go. There's the decoy running off, just looking to give some vision. Gotta make sure you don't hit it. Yeah, unfortunately, even with the living armor, of course, with Diabolic Edict dealing pure damage now, you gotta kill it. You gotta kill the tower. Okay. They're just gonna heal it up. I'm really surprised that they backed off there.
Dire are scanning.
Playing this one a little bit more cautious on RSG. We have seen them. It's been a difficult.
I'd say that's too cautious. It's literally one more Nether Blast, man. Like, it would have gone down.
Oh, what do we got coming out for Dire? 423 is farming very well. The fact that he's top of the net worth, very impressed.
My concern is, like,
Fortunes change.
what are you going to be able to do with it, though, right? Like,
Uh-oh, we got a smoke on smoke. Radiant's gonna charge straight up to the high ground. Xiaoyu jumps, but no, the bow strikes off the mark. This is a perfect start for Dire. They haven't been able to kill off the Sand King just yet, so the BKBs are being wasted. But they blow up the Leshrac. What was that? Sanctity just flexing how much damage the Zeus can really output. They're gonna be able to protect 423, the Force Staff, and he's out of harm's way. But Lilgun, woo, okay.
I'm going to have a look at that Leshrac death summary because, yeah, he popped way too quickly in my eyes. I mean, he took 600 damage from Rupture. He kept running during Rupture. He took 1,000 Rupture damage. That was a big component of it.
Good old Rupture. I hate this death summary bug. Like, I'm clicking on it. Just,
You will never see it.
I have
It's only for me.
tried for the whole timer of the Lesh being dead, and I haven't been able to get it.
Sorry, it's for my eyes only.
You have to click on, like, the right side of it. That, oh, I got it. No, far out. I got it, and then I clicked it again because I didn't think I got it, and then it. Anyway, all right. Bottom lane, they're setting up.
Spot lane.
Yeah, I'm seeing. We're missing no kills. Hey, you know this. We don't miss kills. 4-2-3, don't do it. Kishka's behind him. I don't think the Shaman can counteract all the damage that's been done instantly. Wait, 4-2-3. Tries to turn it around with the BKB, but Silen's able to go through this thanks to the Edict. Now they'll turn to Kishka as well. As RSG are not done just yet with the Tree Protector found in the tree line. As RSG, they lost a little bit of momentum after that previous fight, but they hit back instantly.
Yeah, and now without the Tree Protector, they have no ways to shove out these lanes. Zeus can't show up as a 1v5, so they'll be able to... I mean, I'm a little surprised, to be honest, that Exilone isn't just looking to collapse in onto this last tier 2 tower. I suppose he's got the Arcane Rune to be able to pick up, and I would imagine he's just going to head straight back there. Yeah, Boots of Travel. very easy way just to claim that last outer tower.
Dire's bottom
Alright, so
tower
this is really interesting from MKS. He's going Aetherlance, which I have to imagine is because they feel like they are going to lack ways to get the Zeus. And, well, speaking about the Zeus and the Chaos Knight, this should be a easy way to get the killers, man. Sanctity, this is even pre-level 18, so just wait till he gets that extra level in the Thunder God's Wrath.
What's he doing there? Why are you
Yeah.
there? Like, why are you away from the rest of the team? If you want to be farming, you've got this triangle to be able to farm right next to where the rest of your team are taking towers that I just mentioned before Lilgun don't want to show up at because they would have been taking a 3v5.
Chillin', he's, like, no, we can get that.
There's chillin', and there's greed, and that is...
Chillin'.
Radiant's middle tower
Jump, okay, that's great. Just fun. What's going on?
That is greed. You are not pushing any kind of towers solo.
No, he was solo killing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. What do you mean?
How'd that work out for him?
Well, next time. It'll work out next time, I believe. Maybe. So, is Lilgun gonna be... Does it line up work at the late game? Like, are they okay with the status quo of this game so far?
I mean, it would literally need to be like... you get a Blink Stun onto the Leshrac into Zeus having Refresher and landing like, you know, Nimbus, Thunder Gods, kill him. He doesn't have buyback. That sort of that sort of
Really?
gameplay. Yeah.
Okay. I guess Silent doesn't have BKB yet, so this is, I think, the big timing that they're looking for on RSG. Now
He's
you
got it.
can... Yeah, now that he's got it, you can just charge in the middle, but... Look on, they are smoked up as 5 as RSG. They're clumped up at the moment. Roger's in prime position to pop the smoke, but I don't think he got confirmation of that.
Ace has to be careful that he's not just casting random spells.
Radiant's
They're
courier
debating
has been
whether to
killed.
reveal the smoke by
Oh, they're
doing
gonna
the
see
courier,
11.
but it's fine. Ace has to be very careful about not using spells before he goes for that Blink Overgrowth. I know it sucks, but he needs to be playing like uber conservatively right outside of the Netherward range. You could probably still cast like a Living Armor, but you got to constantly be watching that debuff because it is so important for you to be able to get that Blink Overgrowth turnaround potential, especially like we've been saying. With that BKB up on Exilone, it would force, for example, Xiao Bonbon to be in the perfect position for the Lotus Orb as well.
They're trying to wrap her... Oh, MKS! Woohoo! It's a lot of damage, and now Roger... Well, the Poke is not the best hero to do this wraparound play, but they're still going to make the attempt as 423's in trouble. What just happened? The Centaur Stomp! I don't know how it didn't stun the Bloodseeker, but he got out. And Lilgun...
He must have been BKB'd.
Yeah, it looks like that was the case. Are they going to take this fight? Off the mark with the Barrage Tractor onto 11. He's got the BKB still available. And he will be okay with his own TP, but this really opens up the pit now.
Nice pump fake of the epicenter as well with Xiao Yu. Just forcing him to BKB TP away. Still has it for the impending team fight.
Well, this is now Aegis and the Shard.
I would say Exilone probably takes the shard here.
Let's see. Yes, sir. Silling gets a Shard. And he gets the Aegis as well. He's going to be working on the Bloodstone as the next item. Level 20 on the Leshrac, but it's still the Bloodseeker that is the king of this game. 11? Probably going to be killed off once again. They've got the Epicenter with the Sharpshooter combo. This just is amplified even further thanks to the decret from Roger. So it's scary with anyone showing on a side lane with how much burst potential they have on RSG.
I mean, this is just the standard rotation, right? That feels like the 7.31 meta. Just a Blink Dagger on your offlaner into some nice reactions from 423 into some high damage ultimates coming through from your supports, right? They just don't have that on Lilgun. Like, you would need to commit... I guess Mass Serpent Ward is a high damage ultimate, but the cooldown is just so intensely high.
They barely healed the tower up as well from that last push, so it is still at a health pool where RSG can easily move up. What's happening bottom lane? Shaman...
He's going to die, but you've got 2 heroes down here, so it's still technically a 3v3 for that mid lane, so they're able to defend it.
They don't live on Dire. What's the play? How do they defend?
How close is Zeus to 20? I really feel like it's just all in on this ultimate, to be honest. I want to see him get the Thunder God's Wrath damage at level 20.
I guess that poke from afar. They're going to jump in, but Xiaoyu instantly with a counter initiation. 11's going to pop a defensive BKB, but MK's going to target the support. So now at Lilgun, how do you set yourselves up for the second round, knowing the BKBs are on cooldown? Sanctity caught out, but a force after reposition, and Overgrowth's going to buy him a little bit of time. And now MKS is in the middle of the fight, but they haven't dealt with Roger. The life drain keeping MKS healthy. 11's going to try and target down the Chaos under the backline, but they don't have the damage with just the Dragon Knight. So he's able to keep his life. 423's looking to step in, moving like a race car. His movement speed still amplified because Sillen's health pool. They might get the first life. A Decret buying a little bit of time, but Dire, they're starting to move outside the base. There we go. First life's claimed. How can they set themselves up for the second life, though? Leshrak, I don't think he's got the capability to be able to stand his ground as Lilgun, 3 heroes swarming. Exilern, he's got all the AoE damage, but it will not matter with no follow-up to keep him healthy. But MKS, he wants revenge. He's back into the river, blowing up 1, even thinking about 11. But a blink out from the Dragon Knight will keep him out of harm's way. A messy, chaotic, long drawn-out fight. But it is Lilgun at least keeping their barrack still alive.
It keeps it alive, but they have to use 2 buybacks for it. They end up not better off on the gold front, 1500. They end up 6,000 experience worse on the XP change. So I would say that's still favoring RSG. It probably would have gone even better. It was an unfortunate reality rift that actually stopped the secondary stun from the Leshrak shard from locking the Zeus down. Because Zeus did a ton of damage in that previous engagement.
Dire's middle barracks has fallen.
They'll still get the prize that they were going for in the first instance.
That they will, and like you said, multiple buybacks on top of that was 11's buyback along with Ace 12's buyback. So, yeah. Big fight here for RSG, 90% probability for them.
You're a tree hugger.
What is so what does 423 almost got? He's gonna go Ag Shard next item. Doesn't have the most amount of gold in the bank, so it's gonna take quite some time until he can get there.
Just seeing if there's anything else he can go. Like, he's got the Mage Slayer already, which, you know, good against the SK and the Lesh. Is it a Bloodthorn game? I don't really think it is. Maybe for the Pugner, it'd be nice. Just to be able to quickly eliminate him from the equation. Pugner's gone into a pipe, by the way.
Jesus. They still got... yeah,
Kind of counterintuitive with the, you know, what a Pugner does with healing. You know how that works, right?
You're stopping how
More
much
magic
healing...
resist bad for Medic Pugner, basically.
Yeah, because you want more damage to yourself, right? More damage to yourself is more heal.
The damage that you do to yourself is what is transferred. So that's why decrepping yourself is good when you're trying to heal your teammate. You take more damage, they heal for more.
RSG lines drawn. They're going to look to smoke the top. It's actually a pretty good spot for them to fight with his Observer Ward and MKS. Setting the trap. Oh, wait, they're pinging him. They're pinging him.
Saw him.
MKS. Okay, well, he can just blow up Ace 12. No remorse. What was that? Oh, no. And now mid lane.
He's still here. He stopped his TP.
Okay.
So he's stuck up here for a little bit. But that might get him a lot closer to that level 25. Extra Phantasm duration.
Bottom lane, Sanctity. He's going to go for another wave. Sanctity's going for another...
What?
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 All right. All right, Sanctity.
We got Neo on this team.
Dude, what was that? Now they're in. Kishka feels like there's a window to jump. Sillen's going to say otherwise. BKB straight to the middle. Bloodstone with all this spell life still means the damage is lacking. And now they've been able to kite the BKB, so Xiao, you might have a window to jump in, but still, Sillen's in trouble. The life drain's not enough to keep him alive, but it doesn't matter. Finally, they get the Zeus in the backline. Now 11's going to be chased down as well. And this is big because Dire, they're lacking buybacks. Bloodseeker will just make it out, but RSG can once again move up to the higher ground and get more objectives.
What the hell was that heavenly jump? Like, he just completely dodged out what felt like 2 stuns that hit him with perfect execution.
I don't know. We don't question things here.
Dire's bottom tower.
We just say, wow, we cool play, and
Wow, what a guy.
wow. Uh-oh.
They'll likely get that second lane.
Dire's middle tower.
DK has reached his level 25. Okay, he went for the Phantasm Duration instead of the Chaos Strike chance. I was kind of thinking specifically because it was against the Zeus, you just wanted the opportunity to pop it, kill him, and any kind of damage increase, output increase would have been a good thing.
Oh no.
What? No detection? No detection?
They got a sentry, but no one's trying to run through the trees. Finally, they'll drag him out. MKS really trying to be luxurious, I suppose, with the BKB, not wanting to pop it early. They will force it now. So Rupture's out. 4-2-3's got to charge in the middle. They don't have a cancel. Maybe the right clicks. Okay, 4-2-3. And now Kish coming from far. Chain control's there, but they need to deal with Roger. The life drain not enough, as 4-2-3's damage is still something that they need to be respecting at this stage of the game.
Well, it's an entertaining game, we could say that much. You know, just these constant back and forths looking to happen. It is still, of course, RSG that are edging it out, just because their tower push, it's so obvious, right, what they've got. And it feels like they've been playing on the front foot ever since that first blood came out. But Lilgun, they just seem to find a way, being able to kite out these BKBs. It costs them a lot, though, right? Like, they're having to buy back occasionally. They're losing objectives if they make the slightest little mistake, but let's see what Gaben thinks. 9% chance. It's probably what I would look to give them as well, just because, you know, RSG, they haven't been looking as hot as they were previously, so any chance is a good one.
And 11's not having a fun game, huh? This is a Dragonite that's about to be toppled in regards to net worth on a position for Hoodwink.
Ooh, forced to go into a pipe as well on a DK.
Yeah.
You hate to see it.
Jabonbon's just gonna pretty much solo kill Ace 12. Sillin really didn't do much. In fact, they just took the gem as well out of the hands of the tree. And that is huge.
Not the gem.
Yeah, you need, honestly, any little advantage you can get, especially with vision in the late game.
I know your feelings about gems.
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, Lilgun, their feelings about... Okay, they're actually gonna try and... I don't think they can do this without Sanctity nearby.
No, and you cannot do it without Overgrowth. You need that BKB response. I think it'd be much better for them to just hope that Roshan isn't up yet. It's not. It's going to not be there for another minute, and then look to try and take a fight around that. You've already got Sanctity, who's somewhat capable of pushing these lanes out, right? So he can look to join in.
They're going to lose an... Okay, nice jump. Look at the damage from 4-2-3. This Arcanum Shard, man. If they can get on top of a Strength here, Kishka's going to be in trouble, though. A jump in from MKS. So just blow up the Shadow Shaman. So a 1-for-1. Kind of both teams with their initiators and not in play. 11's going to prove that he can do the job. Jumps into the middle. 4-2-3 is going to follow suit. But remember, 4-2-3 doesn't have a BKB. He's going to buy a little bit of time. He needs to be right-clicking someone to be able to get the lifesteal back. Oh my lord, the damage. Satanic is out and 4-2-3 will win the man fight. And they're not done. 11's now moving for more. Lotus Orb doesn't matter. All they required was the stun as 4-2-3 now racing towards another target. Xiaobonbon, do they have detection? Do they see him? They need something. There we go. Sentry dropped, and in the end, Lilgun. What a 5-man wipe. What's going on?
Roshan's up in 2 seconds as well. The lightning bolt is going to give vision of it just as it respawns, I believe, but they didn't notice it. They'll take the time to take some tier 1 towers. It feels like the longest time since
Lilgun got the gem.
Oh, it's a big deal.
No, he didn't one hit it. What?
He used the shield. Ooh. The rescue mission is successful.
They're gonna get... Is this third Roche, right? Oh, Scepter.
Yep.
Alright, who do you give this to?
Not Bloodseeker.
No, come on, man. What do you mean?
DK.
Who? No. Screw DK. Give it to the Bloodseeker. I think you're actually... No, I think give it to the Bloodseeker. I think you need to amp him as much as you want. No, you're wrong. You're wrong. Watch this, you're wrong.
Good, they gave it to Kishka.
No, you're wrong. Watch this. He's gonna give it back. No.
Give it to the DK.
No. Oh. There's no way. Again, man,
What?
this Ag shot on Bloodseeker is freaking strong.
DK's 25 as well. So he's got that AoE
What?
Dragon Tail now.
How? That was a lot of experience he must have just gotten.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
What's it? They have a net worth lead. They have the. Ah, this is crazy.
Like I said,
They are
9%.
split. They're
Never
split
tell
right
me
now
it's
on
not
Lil
shit.
Gun. But they got the one on the high ground, so Smoke's gonna pop. They got the vision. Oh, it's a lot of damage. Still with the combination, he's gonna be in trouble. BKB doesn't protect you for the Bloodseeker. Charges into the middle, gets one, moves to the second. The Sand King as self-fuels, but he won't get out of harm's way. It's 4-2-3. The true carry for Lilgun in this game. He's just doing it all for them.
I'm not sure what Excelon's doing. He didn't pop Shroud. He didn't pop his Bloodstone. He just BKB'd and then did nothing else. You've got a double damage now to deal with on the Bloodseeker. 2 lives, double damage, 5,000 gold. He could go for that Bloodthorn if he wanted to.
Yo, they're gonna go for this.
Got the leveler.
Sent to the backline. He doesn't have an Aeon Disc or anything. Now they're turning to the Bloodseeker as well. First life claimed. Can they set themselves up for the second without the BKB? 4-2-3 is going to be forced to
Let's fall
stand his
back.
ground, but they're all into the middle. 4-2-3 with a life steal. He might be able to win the man fight, but not with the double bar strike. It's Xiaoyu to the rescue. But 4-2-3, he's not killed off just yet. Duking
Man
and
fight.
driving out to the side. Back in they go. That's a dieback on Scylla, and it's 4-2-3. Wins the Mano a Mano, and now the tower's in trouble.
And just that double Nimbus as well, completely locking him in place. That extra Lightning Bolt mini stun really doing wonders for him. Nearly level 25 on the Zeus as well. I think you could try and end this game. I think that's almost the play. You know that there's not a Lesh that you have to contend with. At least try and force the buyback out of the CK. No epicenter for 10. You gotta go for it. Take your chance while you can.
4-2-3 can definitely get blown up. He can actually, Epi on cooldown for another 5. That's an early BKB usage. Jarry's gonna try and TP out. And he cancel, and he stuns. They don't have it. And now 4-2-3's in trouble. He overstepped the boundary. Protect himself for the moment with the Satanic. They're doing a really good job to guide him. He's just gonna go for a TP out. Wait, 4-2-3 cancels.
Canceled.
They want to fight instead. MKS in the backline, trying to deal with 11. He's got the damage. 4-2-3 needs a way to protect
4-2-3.
himself, but he's in trouble. Oh, they got greedy. They thought they could fight. They thought they could stay and take it to RSG. But now they're in trouble with no buyback on the Zeus.
Oh, no, no, no. And that is a big part of your high ground defense, right? Just layering those Nimbuses down, chain lightning from afar. You're just getting that little bit too confident. And you didn't need to go for the dive. You just needed to hit towers. You still got a buyback out of the MKS, but it just doesn't really feel worth it.
I got Glyph on Dire. That's... And I guess trees up, so living armor is always nice for a defense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe not too much. We'll see.
It's 20 armor.
Well, they're in. Fire strike. Nice BKB reaction for 11. 4-2-3 is going to buy back, but Radiant might have an opportunity to get out. Not with Eruption now out on the Chaos Knight, so he has to stand his ground and man fight, but 4-2-3, well, he's up to the task. Can easily stand his ground and kill off the Chaos Knight. They might turn it though. A double bushwhack. Where's the damage fall up as Xiaoyu? The stun's on cooldown at the moment. He's going to go through, but Silen is into the middle with the boots of travel. They're targeting down the Bloodseeker. The combo's on point. Do they have the damage to go through him at the moment? Satanic's always a possibility. Another Burrow Strike though. 4-2-3 can't right click at the moment. The chain control's perfect again and again. The stuns are there. Bloodseeker's gone. No hope for Lilgun to take this game 1 as RSG will find a way to edge out a victory 45 minutes in.
You were telling me before the broadcast started, you were like, man, I hope we get some entertaining games for your return to the Pro Series. Would you say that this lived up to the potential?
I'd say that was slightly entertaining. I mean,
Just slightly, you know, just the average game of Southeast Asian Dota.
yeah, honestly, nothing crazy. What are you expecting? This is RSG vs. Lilgun. We always get some crazy games.
Absolutely. Well-deserved victory from RSG. I mean, they led from the start. The win probability did not go back in favor of Lilgun. It got close at the very end there, where there were a few of those buybacks forced out, and they were pushing up onto the high ground. But this was a draft issue for mine, right? We talked about it. Lacking push, lacking effectiveness with the DK once you were getting that Blink Dagger. Even the Bloodseeker, right? I feel like 4-2-3 did as well as he possibly could have, but you can't do it solo when you're against legitimately a dual core here from RSG's side.
Yeah, like he said, unfortunately, unable to do it solo on 4-2-3. He put his heart into this game, but unfortunately just was not enough. He didn't have enough fuel in the tank to be able to take this. And Radiant, in the end, solid showing from them. Of course, there were signs of weakness, but it's a important series for both teams, and at least RSG, they're able to edge out a map 1 victory, but we'll see if they can continue with that momentum into the second game.